Welcome to BLPA Big Show. Hockey, sports, life for the adult athlete. Powered by the Beer League Players Association. Follow us at the BLPA.
Everybody, just follow. Keep connected with us. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram. You dig that? Follow
on every social media outlet. And make sure you follow the crew on Twitter. Nick at Nicker Jones. Jason at Beer League Jason. And Brooklyn at BLPA Brooklyn. Let's get it.
Welcome to the greatest hockey show in the world. Good week, everybody. Hey, I hope you are having a good week. It's been a couple weeks since we recorded, but that's okay. You know how it gets busy. And obviously, as you can, I guess you can't see because it's not a video, but as you'll hear in a second, Jason is not with me. Brooklyn is not with me. Got sad news. Brooklyn had to get a real big girl job. And because you guys weren't Patreoning us enough, we couldn't pay her. So she just had to do big girl stuff during the day, but she's not gone forever. She'll be back. Jason will be back too. He's just got a busy work schedule right now. And I wanted to record something because we're bringing on someone else to help with, listen, organization, basically everything the show needs: organization, marketing, just keeping us on track and maybe some content creation. So I want you guys to give a big welcome to Jillian. Jillian, what's going on?
Thank you. I'll welcome myself just because I can't hear seeing anybody, but it's great. I just, I'm not qualified. I don't know why I'm here. I just have a microphone in front of my face. So I decided to click a link and join a live stream and happen to be yours.
That's how I started. So it's perfect.
Yeah, I'm excited. I've done some podcasting before. I'm a big marketing guy, but I do a lot of my freelance marketing. And then I saw you guys. I'm born and raised in the state of hockey, state of Minnesota. So I feel like I just have to represent hockey. And then when you said it's a beer league, drinking and sports, being on the ice, having blades and exposed necks, I feel like that's the best combination there is.
Yeah, listen, we like to live dangerously. Danger is our middle name, and that's how we do things. And, we just got to combine those two things and see what happens. And so far, it's been pretty damn fun.
So far, you haven't been sued. So far, no hospital bill. Sorry. I wasn't supposed to say that yet.
No, let's not plant seeds here. Good Lord. First time on. Hey, before we get going, you're going to do Jason's role right here. Why don't you tell everyone where they can find us on social media?
Oh, absolutely. I can tell you everything about social media. So find us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, X, formerly known as Twitter, OnlyFans, but only if you're lucky, Patreon, all of it at the BLPA.
Nailed it. You can find me at Nicker Jones on X Twitter or the Nicker Jones on Instagram because someone stole my handle. And you can find, I don't know, do you want to release your socials now or you want to keep everyone in suspicion?
Do you know what's even more kind of obnoxious about me is I deactivated my Instagram because I guess I was thinking I'm better than everybody.
Yep.
No one deserves insight into my life, but I will reactivate. I will bring back a new Jillian handle to be determined, but I will create a new one. So by next show, I will have something to promote.
You could just be like BLPA Jillian.
Love it. Done.
Like Jason went Beer League Jason. Brooklyn went BLPA Brooklyn. To kind of, so yeah. And that way people can chirp you when we're not on live shows, because I think you will get a lot of chirp. Me and Jason take a lot of heat, but just that's show business, baby.
Yeah. I'm happy to open myself up to all the comments of the terrible trolls of the internet to hear that my opinions don't matter. I'm mid, or like the shirt that I wore, like, how dare I wear a black t-shirt on the first day of recording? Silly. What was I thinking?
Yeah. And listen, guys, don't be creepy. I know you guys are a bunch of creeps. Don't be creepy. No, just don't be creepy. If you're going to be creepy, she's probably going to ignore you anyway. But we will make fun of you on the show.
That's true.
Now, I don't want you to think you're going to get famous because we're making fun of you on the show. We're not going to use your handle, but we are going to make fun of you. Just if you're creepy, if you're a creep. So today is basically I just want to introduce Jillian and talk about her background and introduce you guys to her. And then we'll talk about tournaments. We do that all the time. We'll talk about tournaments that I was just at. And then I'm sure Jillian has some questions about BLPA. And also we'll kind of fill her out about her ideas and vision of what we're going to do for this show and how to make it better and kick ass, because we do want to pay Jason. We want to get Jason paid. That's why we do Patreon, the BLPA. That's why we have OnlyFans, so we can make a bunch of money, pay Jason, because that's, Jason needs to get paid. That's just the way it is. Look, we already ran Brooklyn off.
Yeah,
we already ran Brooklyn off. She had to get a big girl job to get paid. So, we
can't
don't
lose another one.
We no more fallen soldiers. No more. All right. So Jillian, just tell people a little bit about yourself. You already said you're from the state of hockey.
I
We
sure
got that,
am.
but just a little bit of your hockey background. And yeah, we'll just start there.
All right. So the rule in my house was girls are the white skates and boys are the black skates. So my mom said she never wanted to see a ponytail coming out of a hockey helmet. I have no problem with with female hockey players. My mom is a figure skater. My dad is a hockey player. So when my mom had a girl, she was like, all right, here's my figure skater. So I was probably skating before I was actually walking. My parents were always on the ice with me. So that was a big part growing up. But I'm also like not super committed to it. So I was only competitive till I was in like 6th grade. And then after that, it's just for funsies. But I was born and raised in Minnesota. I went to school in Chicago, lived there for a few years after. And then I went to Vegas one weekend in November, like 6 years ago. And I met a semi-decent man at a nightclub at 1 a.m. who I decided, why wouldn't I marry this guy?
Mm-hmm.
So I can now tell my future grandchildren, like, if you ever want to meet someone of quality, find them at a nightclub in Las Vegas. So I ended up dating this guy long
Were you
distance.
sober? Were you sober
In the beginning to start, but
at the night? But when you met him, you were not sober. So
No,
all I'm getting at is like, if you want to meet the perfect person, Vegas nightclub, intoxicated.
Be sober first, because they have to pay for your drinks to convince you,
I know,
So
I've paid.
you start out.
I paid for plenty of girls' drinks when I was drunk, so I don't have to be sober to do that.
Right, but there's something about $1,000 bottle of Ciroc that just like Ciroc and orange juice. How is that not the way to a woman's heart?
Listen,
So
it's
somehow
a
that's what got
$1,000
me.
bottle like that just seems like, listen, we're beer leaguers, so I'm
So I
thinking
thought a
more
guy was cool at table service, but it turns out he just split it with like 48 of his closest friends.
smart man. He's a hero.
Real businessman.
Yeah, real
Yeah.
businessman.
So then I ended up moving to the Bay Area, East Bay Area, where I am now located, doing corporate job for a little bit. Hated just about everything. Did a lot of shower cries. Then did the whole what do we do here? What's the Silicon startup? Did the startup. That went away. I was like, all right, time for something new, doing my own thing. And that's where I am now. So
And that's where I
in
found
the Bay
you.
Area.
That's where I found you. And we've
am.
been looking to kind of make the show a little bit, I don't want to say professional. I don't think this show will ever be professional. I say fuck way too much to be like, everyone's like, well, why don't you get sponsors? I'm like, listen, have you heard like the things that I say? Like, unfortunately, like a lot of big brands don't like people running around saying fuck. But the thing is, I'm not going to change my vocabulary just to make money. I'm sure there's someone out there that's like, listen, we're going to pay this guy to say fuck. That's kind of the dream, really.
And that's how I'm going to find them. That's my job.
That's
people.
Yeah, that's Jillian's job to find. She's going to find companies that like the gratuitous use of the word fuck. Or we're going to start something where I have to put like a $1 in a jar every time I say fuck, or Jason when he says fuck, and then we give it away to listeners. Well, maybe that's a fun game.
That's how I get paid. I'm trying to induce it. There's my paycheck.
Well, I mean, for me, like obviously I like to have the money, so I would probably then not say fuck, so I wouldn't have to come out of pocket with my money. So we'll figure it out.
It's a bit idea. We're still workshopping it.
I'm not going to stop saying fuck, basically, unless my kid was like, hey, can I be on the show today? And I brought my 7-year-old has been on the show a few times. Like he'll come in for just to say a few things. And I was like, I don't know about today, bud, because I think there might be a lot of adult language. And so now he just went outside and is riding his bike. So,
it's better. Yeah. It's better for him.
Yeah, it is.
We want to see him succeed.
I know, but hey, I'll send you some clips. Like we do these things called bench burgers, where basically we review just food. And it started with me actually eating a burger on the bench and reviewing it, and then it's kind of went. Now it's basically review whatever anyone brings to me to eat or tells me to eat at the location. But then my son wanted to start doing bench burgers, but he wasn't ever playing hockey. So like when we go to Disney, he'll review all the food. And right now we're real big on churros. And so everywhere we go, we get churros. Absolutely. And so he's probably better at this media stuff than me, to be honest with you. And he's just natural. He just comes by it naturally. He's a ham for the camera. And so, yeah, maybe we do need to maybe that is a way. Maybe we need to make the Root Beer League Players Association podcast and let him handle it.
Those Disney the Disney World, Disneyland, like food halls, I am so invested in those things.
Mhm.
I haven't even been to Disneyland. I've done Disney World, but I'm like, of course I want to pay $18 for a Mickey
Mhm.
Mouse churro. Like all the things that they eat, I'll actively watch that as I'm eating because I want to feel like them. Like that, there's a place for that. You got to start
It's
them on it.
insane. I just saw something on Instagram today where you can add like a s'mores mixer into your popcorn, which is basically like Golden Grams marshmallows and little chocolate pieces. And I'm just like, okay. And my wife's like, well, how much is it? I'm like, I don't care.
Just
I don't care. Like when I go to Disney, if I'm going to eat all the stuff, I can't care about how much it costs because I won't want to eat it
no.
because it costs so much. That's, you know,
Right, you don't think about it. Disney money is like Monopoly money. It's not real. Like when you're in Disney, it's fake.
tell
Everything
you,
is fake there, and then
we
you come
leave.
back and cry later. But
Exactly.
when you're there, it's fun.
And you know what's wild? Well, here's what's wild about Disney. I went to Disney when I was little, and yeah, I liked it, but I didn't get back into Disney until probably 2 years ago when we took my kid for his 5th birthday, and it just now we get like we're like the Inspire Key Pass holders. Like we've already went 3 or 4 times this year. We're going again in August.
Jeepers.
And the thing about it is I was like, oh, I'm not gonna really talk about Disney because I'm an adult. But then I started saying something about it, and there's so many people in our group that love Disney. And like
You're a Disney adult now.
yeah, now I've started creating like Disney inspired like beer league hockey shirts. I don't know if you've seen them, but
Not
we
yet.
have like
There's
we
still
have like
time.
this one that it literally just dropped Wednesday, and it's on like a pre-order. I'm only doing 100 of them, and it's literally like a really famous goalie painting, and then we took that and made it Jack Skellington because he looks like he has a goalie mask on already,
Of course.
and people are loving it. I'm a big Haunted Mansion guy, so then there's like a
Okay.
there's like a Gretzky one, but it's the guy that the Hatbox guy, and on the back of it says 999 instead of 99 for 999 haunts. And so we got that.
No
I think we got
brainer.
a Toad's Wild Ride shirt on there. We got
Where's the
Star
ears?
Wars.
No beer league ears yet.
Well, it's not going to be. I am going to do it, but it's going to be beer bottles instead
Or
of
like hockey
beers.
pucks. Hello. I mean, that's
Yeah, but
already
hockey
easy.
pucks, but beer.
Okay, beer bottles.
It's hockey
Full
pucks
or
looks too.
empty?
So I'm not trying to get sued. All right, I'm trying.
Oh, you're right. Maybe
You've already
Mickey has
jumped on
that.
here trying to get me sued with injuries, but they
I
signed
actually work with
waivers.
Disney, and I'm here to try to pin this case on you. So
Damn it! I knew it. But so basically, what you're saying is it's weird that your mom wouldn't want you to play hockey, but I guess she's a figure skater, so she just wanted you to figure skate. But I have a question: since you are on like a hockey playing show and you
Yeah.
can skate, does it mean that we're open to trying to get you on the ice with us eventually? Like, are you open to that?
I have always kind of been dying to like race a hockey player.
No, not
But
race.
here's
I
the
mean, I
thing.
want you to play with us.
Oh,
because
I'll
you'll beat
play.
us. You'll
But I'm
beat us
gonna
in the
toe
race.
pick that ice right up. That's the problem. Like hockey players always have an issue with figure skaters. So I feel like there's like I already step on the ice and I'm gonna be getting side eye. So if there's like a mutual respect, like you're gonna ruin my ice, I'm gonna ruin yours. We're on the same team, then I'm good.
And guess what? Fuck curlers because they really run our shit. All right. No, I'm saying like, can we get you into playing hockey with us? Like actually full geared out. Don't make a
Do I have
face.
to wear hockey skates?
Yeah, we're playing hockey. Like we want you to play hockey games with us because here's the deal.
Okay.
No one believes me when I say this, but to come to our draft experiences, the skill level, it's not like a high level thing. It's a lower level aggregate in terms of skill level.
Yeah.
And if you can skate, like you can play, like because like most people are beginners anyway, and they started skating as adults, so they have that beginner's adult skating style. I think if you can skate, I think you could play with us. I think we should source gear. We should source female gear.
Give me your
and get you-
sweatiest, crustiest,
Well, listen,
flakiest gear.
let's get her some new gear. Let's outfit her
Okay.
and then have her come out and play. Like Brooklyn played growing up. Like she's from Canada, right? So she played.
she's good.
Her dad and brother played. So she played growing up, but she hadn't played since I think it's been 11 years or 12 years since she got back out on the ice in February. And so she only played that one time in February and one time in Japan, and she does okay. But I think as long as you can skate, like, and you have some decent hand-eye coordination, we'll try.
Yeah.
But all I'm asking is, I'm
different.
not asking you to commit, but I am asking you to commit to being
I will.
open.
The good thing
I do.
about me, for you, lucky for you, is I can skate and I have the how hard can it be? gene in me.
Yeah.
So
Hockey,
I just
hockey
think
isn't hard. So easy.
I don't want to try it because I'm going to be too good at it. Like that's where my head goes. I'm like, I don't have time to be really good at another sport.
I'm so good at everything else. Like I can't be so good at
I'm just
one more
too
thing.
good at everything. So
Well, I mean,
what
we'll
if
just
I
get
can
you
do
out there.
it?
We just want you to be open to trying.
I'm
because there
totally
could be
open to try.
Okay, there could be some great content, and that's where magic is made, is on the ice, and in the locker room, mostly locker room.
Put it on the Patreon. You only get access to me on hockey skates if you're on a Patreon.
Oh boy. Well,
Marketing brain starts now.
Exactly.
You're not going to hear the end of it.
All right. So, okay. Well, then, since you're a hockey girl, but you don't play hockey, but you're a hockey girl.
True.
Who do you think tonight is Game 6 of Stanley Cup championships? Like, what do you think is going to be the result of the game tonight?
I'm conflicted. And
there's no need to be conflicted. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. The Florida Panthers are going to just beat that ass tonight. No,
that's the problem. But everyone's so mad because they're so good. Why would they win? They're so good. It's like, isn't that like the literal projection point of doing a sport? Like getting good at a sport is then you win. But everyone's like, I don't want them to win. They're good. But I will say I also hate the Chiefs for the same reason. So I'm down to hate on a team.
Like Connor McDavid is also good. Like he's so good. Okay, so Connor McDavid is the best player in the NHL, so he shouldn't win the cup because he's so good. I'm down with that because I hate the Oilers.
There's no shoulds. It's just you do or you don't. You can't. It's not. Well, I'm good, so I deserve it. I mean, this team, if you say they deserve to win, they kind of deserve to win.
Panthers are going to wallop that out. Like I'm tired of the Oilers. Just put them out of their misery. Like there's no way that the Oilers win this Stanley Cup, and you know why? Because fuck the Oilers.
I also I feel like I've been to Florida and I haven't been to Edmonton. So I kind of feel like that's my only tie where I care because I'm already sad enough. Like the good teams always just steal from Minnesota. So I'm just perpetually heartbroken.
Hey, did you see that Minnesota's going back to wearing like the old retro unis next year?
They'd love to do that. That's like the only way that we'll get in the news. We can't be good at sports. Wait, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they're going back to the old. Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about next year hockey real quick because yesterday I mean, basically what I'm doing is we had a tournament in Boise and we'll talk about that. But then I flew to Oklahoma, got our merch trailer, drove the merch trailer to Washington, DC, flew back here so I can go back to Washington, DC next weekend to have a tournament and then take that trailer to Pittsburgh and then fly back to Calgary just to fly back to Pittsburgh to do a tournament and then drive it to Oklahoma for we have an Austin Bash and then an Oklahoma City Dex and a Chicago Dex. And yeah, so it's going to get crazy. But I got to do something really cool yesterday at the airport. And I'm going to have to I just need to take a 5-minute break because I hear someone calling me really fast. I'm going to take because they know I'm good. They know I'm not live. So they're like, come in here real quick. So hold on. All
right.
I'm back. We are going to have a special guest come in here in just a second. He's in his room. So Will Cooper's going to come in. But here's what I did yesterday. I was at the airport and I heard a familiar voice. And it was the GM of the Calgary Flames, Craig Conroy, flying commercial, because that's hockey guys. We're down to earth.
They're just like us.
And it's just like us. And I didn't want to bother him. Like, I don't want to be one of those guys. But as a Flames fan, I just had to like give him a little nudge and say, hey, oh, hold on. Cooper.
Hey.
Can you say hi in the thing?
Hi.
This is Jillian. She's one of our new co-hosts because Brooklyn got a real job.
What's her real job?
I don't know what she does.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter because Jillian's here. Jillian's here now. So do you want to say anything to the people before you have to go take a shower before you have dinner?
Yeah.
Well, say it in the microphone.
It's almost my last day of school and I will be going to Chuck E. Cheese after school.
What
Chuck E. Cheese? You're also going to be going to Disney in a couple weeks and what Six Flags in Texas, Six Flags in St. Louis, and then Chicago. I can't show them your dance moves.
Oh dang!
All right, dance. Come here and say bye, and then go take your shower. You gotta do it. Get the camera.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. All right. What do you want? What are you doing? All right. Get out of here. Shut the door, please. Thank you. All right, that was
what a
Cooper,
humble kid. You have Disney World, Six Flags, all these things on the dock. He's Chuck E. Cheese. I'm good. I can stay local.
Yeah, he has to go to Chuck E. Cheese today, and I'm like, I got to do podcast stuff. He's like, but you just got home, and I'm like, listen, we got a lot of stuff to do this weekend, and
Man.
But anyway, so I just said, hey, Craig, a good trade, because they just traded Markstrom for with a first round pick and a defenseman from the New Jersey Devils, and then it led on because if you don't know Craig Conroy, he's a lot like me, and where he'll just talk to anybody about anything. And so we had a good 30-minute conversation, and I'm here to proclaim right now after that conversation. Stanley Cup champions next year, Calgary Flames.
Okay. He paid
Number
you
one.
how much to say that?
No, he didn't. We talked about things. We talked about the draft. I gave him my thoughts on the draft. I don't know if I want to release what he says because I could be cultivating a source.
Classified.
I could be cultivating a source, but I did say for Calgary Flames, so this is like the first rebuild I've went through, but I said, I know you're not calling a rebuild. I've seen your quote in the paper yesterday that we're still trying to make the playoffs. Hey, good for us. But this is the first time as a Flames fan that we've actually been committed to bringing in more youth and letting them play. So if you don't want to call that a rebuild, fine. But to me, that's what it is. And we're here for it, Craig. I just hope we get to draft another Iginla this year because, Jerome Iginla is the man, and his son is in the draft this year. And I think we have the ninth pick, I believe. And I hope he's not gone because I think that would be good for Calgary to have another Iginla in the fold, even though Iggy works for the Flames now. But yeah, so
you and Craigers are like besties now.
We are best friends. I mean, he was sitting in first class.
You said he was economy.
No, I said he was on commercial.
Oh, you're right.
He was sitting in first class, and usually I'm sitting in first class because I get the upgrades because I fly so much. But this was a full flight, and so yeah, I mean, me and Craig.
And he's on the show with us today. Craig, come in. No,
yeah. Hey, I almost did, but I didn't know where to go because he was asking me about what I did, and we got to talking about it. And he was actually really excited about this beer league thing. He's like, I didn't know it was that big of a deal. I know people like to drink beer and play hockey, but I didn't know.
What?
And yeah. And so
that's
then
he's
like,
the easiest combo. That's like PB&J, beer and hockey. Come on.
He just didn't know there was it was established enough to go to Tokyo and do all that stuff. He's like, that is really wild. And we just got to talking about that. And I was going to say, here's my card. Maybe you can come on our show, but
the free beer sticker, you didn't have one of those little buggers?
I did have one, but I just, you want to play it cool the first time.
You're right.
You don't want to, it's just like when you're in Vegas and you buy $1,000 bottles for try to impress a girl. You got to play it cool. It's just like, you don't tell her that you're splitting it up between everyone to make it more affordable. You're just like, look what I bought for you. Right.
Yeah. I'm sure Craig's still thinking about you.
I don't know. Maybe I'm still thinking about him. Craig.
Hey, if you're watching.
The other thing that we talked about is having ice in different arenas. And I got a little gem from him that he said he tried to get Calgary Flames are building a new building in Calgary. And they asked him how many sheets of ice they should put, like practice sheets. And he was trying to go for 3 or 4. They only got 1. But we talked about, the viability of ice and all that stuff that I know about that, he knows about, I know about.
You guys are the same.
Yeah,
you guys are the same person.
You're
also a general manager of a professional hockey team.
I'm a commissioner. I mean, he's just a general manager of a team.
Yeah.
I'm a commissioner of the whole organization. And so
he's lucky to be talking to you.
Yeah. And then, who walks up right after a conversation? Troy Brouwer walks up. He used to play for the Flames and he's the Blues. It was just a big,
that's a loaded
hockey guys.
Flight.
Yeah, hockey, just big hockey guys. And they're actually in Florida. Scouts can't go to Russia right now because all the war shit going on, right? So there's a guy, I don't remember the guy's name because it was Russian, and he brings all these Russian prospects over to Florida so they can all see them play and watch them meet, because the draft's next week. So just me, beer league, making my moves, getting in the NHL, and
just a casual flight.
I do. Yep. And I do want to say that I extolled the virtues of having beer league players on your NHL team. And I just want to report that BLPA is the only organization that will now be scouted by NHL scouts at our tournaments. So sign up for the tournaments. If you still think there's a shot, it's BLPA. It's only tournaments that they'll be at. So just letting you know if you think you still have a shot.
Yeah. Don't give up that dream.
You got to sign up.
Keep pushing.
Yeah, that's okay. So we were in Boise, good tournament in Boise. I do have a question for you. And because something happened to me in Boise.
Tell me.
I want to talk about compliments. Feels good to get compliments.
Okay.
Don't you think? Don't you love a good compliment?
Absolutely.
But me as a man and you as a female.
True.
way different thing. Like I don't understand how to compliment somebody, a female, without coming off as creepy, because dudes are there are a lot of creepy dudes out there, right?
Okay, give me an example of the bad compliment.
Well, I don't know if there's a bad compliment, but it's
Well,
just
there
like
is.
if I saw you and I was like, wow, you have really pretty
What?
eyes.
Just
Not
you're in the coffee shop. You see the person that your target
no,
compliment.
let's just say you're the barista and you're
Okay.
serving me. And
Hi. What can I
it,
get you? How are you doing today? What
yeah,
can
I
I
want
get you?
to just
Oh,
give
we're
me a
not going.
latte. Just give me a latte. I mean, we're not doing. I just, but it's like if I see you and I look and you have really pretty eyes, and I want to say, hey, well, you have really pretty eyes. Not, I'm a married man. I'm not trying to like. I just want to give you a compliment, because when I get a compliment, I think about it all day. I'm like, oh, that's so nice. That's
Yeah.
really nice, right? And so I still don't understand. Like, I don't know how to compliment a girl and not be creepy about it, right? Like a dude's cool, right? But I did get the best. What's the best compliment you've ever gotten in your life?
Too many to think.
Well, just pick one out of that.
Oh my God, if I just had to pick one. Honestly, I think it would be because I'm a volleyball coach, and I had like another coach come up to me after and say, I really like the way that you coach and how you talk to the kids. Like if it's something about who I am, instead of
Mhm.
like, oh my God, I love your dress, I love your hair, like that's great. I love getting that. You can tell
Yeah.
me that any day. Please tell me that every single day. But when it's like about who I am as a person, those are like the stickers.
Gotcha. So I got probably the best compliment I've ever got in my life before. The
I'm
best one.
dying to know.
I don't know if it's the best one, but it was the funniest one. We're sitting around in Boise. We're doing the parking lot party thing, like, 'cause that's what we do, right? And we're drinking beers and we're just talking about stuff. And obviously, a lot of people always have questions about where we go and things. And there was a group around, and there was a guy that was playing, and he had a spouse, and she was stunningly beautiful. Like, she was very, very pretty. And we're just talking, and he listens to the show. And so he'll probably know. He's like, "Oh, you're calling my wife stunning and beautiful? Hey, that's
How
just
many
compliment."
guys are thinking this is about them right now, though?
Well, I mean, I think he'll know. He'll know when
How
I say
many
the
guys with hot
compliment,
wives?
right? All of us have hot wives.
That's right.
Um,
There.
and so he's listening to the show, and he's like, "Oh, Japan, yada yada yada." He's like, "Oh, I heard there was like the bonus show with all the sex stuff, and but I'm not a supporter, so I couldn't get into it. But what was it about?" I'm like, "Well, why don't you subscribe?" But anyway, we started talking, and it's just, I mean, sex is just way more open in Japan. Like, we're getting, like, we had this tour guide, and he was taking pictures of us, but he was telling us about all the stuff. And he's like, "Oh, you see that sign? What does it say?" And I was like, "No, I don't know what it says." He said, "Oh, it says hand pleasures for 1,980 yen, which is $12. So basically, go in.
That's a good going rate.
That's a good rate for a
I
hand
can't believe you
jobber."
didn't look that up to translate before you went to Japan. I thought that'd be like number one up there with please and thank you.
Yeah, listen. I was just I just wanted to be surprised. All right.
Okay, of course.
And that was only till 9 p.m. After 9 p.m., it went up another 1,000 yen, which is still 29. I mean, it's $20, right, for a hander.
Pushing it.
Cool.
Okay.
That's. I don't know. I don't pay for handers, but it seems like a decent rate. And we're just talking about this, and his wife looked at me, and she says, "You don't look like the guy that has to pay to get that kind of stuff." And I was like,
Oh.
"That is the nicest thing that anyone has ever said to me."
Wow.
And I was like,
You
"Man,
get hand
what
jobs for free.
I guess so. I don't have to pay for it." And I was like, "That is so nice that you would say that." And it's just, I had to tell someone. So here I am on a podcast. So
Yeah, I'm happy for you.
thank you.
I'm
I
s-
appreciate that.
I'm sorry to hear where your standards are at for compliments right now, but I'm excited. I'm excited for you.
Well, listen, guys don't get that many compliments. Like Japan, I got a lot of compliments. Like, they told handsome, I smelled really good. Something about being a model, which was nice. There's a
You're
big,
moving.
it's what
You're
yeah.
moving.
It was a good week in Japan. I wanted to move there. But this like, you just don't get very many guys don't get many compliments. But that was like the nicest thing someone had said to me. I was like, that's so nice, so nice of you.
That's so thoughtful.
Yeah, exactly.
Says a
But
lot
think
about
if
who you
I
are.
said that, like, Jillian, like, you don't look like someone has to pay to get someone to have sex with you. Like, you would be like,
Joke's
"Ugh,
on
gross,
you."
creep." Joke's on you. But yeah, so I thought that was the nicest compliment. So, you know what? Compliment people. I mean, it doesn't have to be about that, but compliment people. Let's
Or it
normalize
could.
it.
I guess if they see you next time at a tournament, they know exactly where your buttons are.
Well, listen, now that I've got it, now let's
It's true.
raise the
Keep the
bar.
novelty up.
Let's raise the bar a little bit.
All
But it was
right.
a good compliment. It's one you don't hear every day, right?
Unless you're in Japan, I guess. Maybe
Well, I
for
don't. I mean,
Japan, that would be more
I,
common. You're like,
maybe
if I have to hear one more person tell me I can get free hand jobs, I'm moving back.
I've got 2,000 yen. I'm fine paying for it. It's not.
Please.
It's $12. I'm okay. But anyway, so I thought that was a nice compliment. But Boise was a great time. I don't know if you've ever been to Boise. I had never been to Boise
No.
myself.
I'm going there for a
But-
wedding, so let me know where I should go.
There's a restaurant called Bacon. Guess what they serve?
I'm gonna go there
Um,
vegetarian. Okay.
Nope, bacon. They have all different sorts of bacon,
That's
bacon sandwich, bacon.
legit.
It's good. I will get. There was this barbecue place, and are you a barbecue fan?
Absolutely.
So
Is the Pope Jesuit? He
I'm
is.
not sure. Okay, yes.
Okay.
Does the Pope live in Italy? Yep. Well,
For
okay,
now,
not-
yeah.
Well, it's not actually in Italy. It's its own country, but whatever.
Yeah.
We are going to Italy, by the way, in October. That's going to be rad.
Oh,
Hopefully, we'll see the Pope. Maybe like
go.
I talked to Craig Conroy. Maybe I could talk to the Pope. We can talk about religious stuff.
get you a plane. He'll fly you first class there for
That'd
sure.
be rad. And I can get into that little box that's bulletproof. But I forgot where I was going.
The Copeland?
There's
Okay.
barbecue,
Yeah, keep going.
barbecue
Best
restaurant.
barbecue, yes.
When I go to a barbecue restaurant, the first thing I look at, and it's a make or break for anybody. If you don't have this on the menu, then you're not a barbecue restaurant.
Okay, I have mine. What is it?
No, you tell me yours first.
No. I have to hear the real one first, so I might have to change my answer.
Banana pudding.
Oh,
If you don't have banana pudding, like Grandma used to make, then you're not a real barbecue restaurant.
is that
it's-
really a common one?
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like
that
I've never looked for that on the menu.
Well, you just,
Bananas also weird me out, but I feel
Well-
like I would still notice it.
maybe you don't. Sometimes it's called nanner pudding.
I hate that more.
Oh well,
That's
I love
worse.
that more. I love that more. I mean, obviously, you're not from the South like me. I guess
No.
I'm mid-South Oklahoma, but anyway,
So
for me,
you have to walk up and say to the person, "I would like the nanner pudding, please."
if that's what it's called on the menu, all right. And
Are you
and listen-
going to stick to how it's called on the menu, or would
and
you
then
say
yeah,
banana
and then
pudding?
and
they're
then
like,
and then the second one is they have to have like an old lady behind the counter that's calling
Sure.
you sweetie pie, honey bunch, and stuff like that.
yes,
This place had the nanner pudding, didn't have the old lady calling me names. There was a younger lady that was calling you honey, but it wasn't the same.
okay. Or wait, maybe
but-
she was asking if you wanted a side of honey.
No, she was
You just
calling-
really wanted to be complimented again.
maybe,
Okay.
maybe, or maybe I'm just on a roll. I don't know. But there's a restaurant, and I'll get the name of it for you. It's also a brewery, but it serves barbecue food, and it
Sweet.
had potatoes, because that's what is big in Idaho. Potatoes with like
Okay.
candied bacon on it.
Okay, I'll eat that.
And then they
Absolutely.
had barbecued chicken chicken lollipops. Sorry, chicken lollipops. So it's
Okay.
on a stick. It's a big ball of chicken, barbecued, wrapped in candy bacon.
Ooh,
Fire.
that's good. That's like state fair food, though. That doesn't feel like real barbecue. That feels like going to the Minnesota State Fair.
But they had nanner pudding barbecue. It's called
You're doing
something
so well.
barbecue. It's banana pudding.
Something's
You
only
have to-
barbecue. I'll start with that.
it was barbecue and beer. Like that's basically a restaurant. And I'm gonna go if I see something called barbecue and beer, I'm going in.
Sure.
And I'm gonna walk in. The first time I say is, "Do you have banana pudding?" And if they do, I'll be like, "All right, I'm here. Let's go."
Do they have to be missing any teeth?
No, because you can go to the dentist and get dentures. Like my grandmother had dentures, and so no one would ever know that she was missing teeth.
Well,
But
they knew.
You know what I'm saying? Like you say, "Oh, does a grandma have to miss teeth?" Probably, but my grandma
All
wasn't
time.
because she had dentures. And if you didn't know my grandma, you'd just be like, "Oh, she has all her teeth." They weren't her real teeth. She took them shits out.
I feel like I would probably know the difference. You talking, it's like jiggling around.
Well, they got, but so we used to go on family vacations, and we used to go to New Orleans, which was wild to go to New Orleans when you were 10 years old. But we'd go and we just sit on like French Quarter, Bourbon Street, and they'd have these. Now I can't even know balconies, and that was half our vacation was to sit on the balcony and people watch. I'm 10 years old, right? What am I watching? But across the street, strip clubs that had pictures of naked chicks in the window to get you to come in. And me
Why
and
do
my
you even have to go in then? If you see it
Yeah.
all right there.
well, who knows? I was 10.
Okay.
But all I
sorry.
know is I also had binoculars, and I was in the looking
Stop.
listen. And my brother was 8 years old. Next door there was a bachelor party going on, and those guys were trying to talk me and my brother into jumping over the balcony and coming and seeing the stripper. My mom shut that down pretty quick. But the reason I brought this story up other than it has to do with boobs. But it was my
Natural stream of consciousness.
my grandmother. They have these street people that walk around, and they do tricks and try to get you to throw tips and stuff. And this one very large black guy would pull out his dentures and like do like tricks with him with his mouth.
Okay.
And my grandmother was like, "What?" She pulled him out and started doing the same tricks. And I was like, "Damn, grandma, way to go." And so that's basically
that's where you learned that Grams didn't have teeth.
That's where I learned. Well, I also knew because when I went in her bathroom, they were sitting in a cup soaking
See,
at nighttime.
Told you would know if she didn't have teeth.
Well, yeah,
she
but
was proud.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like that's how she was cleaning them. Like if you met her, like she's not gonna just pull out her teeth and be like, "Well, I don't got teeth." They just look like regular teeth. Because I never saw her do that.
Our relationship.
Well, I don't until I saw her do it for the tricks in New Orleans. I'd never seen her do it before. I didn't see her do it again. But Grandma had tricks.
I'm gonna invite her to New Orleans then.
She's dead.
Well,
she died a long time.
R.I.P. R.I.P.
Rip Grammy. Rip Grammy.
Rip Grams.
She was man. My grandmother was awesome though. Like diabetic like me. That's probably where I got it.
That's what people. She was awesome. She was a diabetic.
But she had both her legs amputated, and she always had a scooter. Grandma was not a very good scooter driver. I can't tell you how many curbs she jumped off of, how many times we thought she was going to fall out, how many elevators she ran into. Man, I love that woman.
But she can get away with anything. She's a grandma.
Yeah, she could. Well, one time, she's in a regular wheelchair, and our driveway had a slant to it. And one time, my grandpa left her out on the driveway and went in to get something, and she just steady rolled down the driveway. And Grandpa came out, and she was just sitting in the middle of the street. She couldn't go anywhere. You know, she's
oh my God.
Yeah.
She's like, this is how it ends.
This is how it ends.
No.
That wasn't how it ended.
Okay. But, God forbid I just like guessed that. I would have immediately logged off.
It's like, yeah, actually, someone hit her and
sorry,
she
this is
passed
the end
away.
of
Thank you.
end of our
and guess what? Her teeth stayed in. So weird.
Wow. Are they?
Wow. I wonder how they do like dental record DNA. Like if people have dentures and then they like have to do dental records because they burned up in a fire and they're trying to identify them.
And how they just get pointed to the dentist.
But I guess so. I don't know. Are dentures real? Are they real teeth? They can't be real teeth. They're
not like recycled teeth that you just get to choose from like 18 different individuals. Those
but
are
what if you could?
Fake.
Like George Washington had dentures, but they were wooden teeth.
Right. So if you see someone with a wooden tooth now and he's like, you'll never guess who this one's from.
Well, that would burn up if you were burned up in a fire, wouldn't it? It's wood.
Oh, shoot. I forgot about the fact that they die. I thought it was just like small talk with someone that you met at the coffee shop and you see he has a wooden tooth.
Oh.
And they're like, G-dub.
I'd be like, where'd you get that wooden tooth? Like,
why do you have to ask?
Yeah.
Do you like cherry trees?
I'm an inquisitive man by nature. So I would ask. And then he'd probably think I was giving him a creepy compliment or something.
Yeah. But then he'd be talking about it on his podcast. Ooh, full circle.
What if we got him on the podcast? That'd be good. Okay.
All right.
We're not going to take up too much more of y'all's time. I think this has gone pretty good. People let us know. If you hate Jillian,
don't say anything.
DM me.
Tell him. Don't tell me. Talk about me behind my back.
Let me read the DMs on because you don't have a X or Instagram account, so no one can chirp you right now. So if you want to chirp Jillian, DM me and I will chirp her.
Yeah.
And or maybe I will just chirp her and I'll say it's from listeners. So I absolve myself.
It's all the problems you have with me.
Yeah.
You're like, George in Washington State says.
Mm-hmm. Can you believe he said this about you, Jillian? Wow, what a jerk. Okay, you have a couple hot takes for us?
I do have my hot takes.
Hot takes.
I would say they go an increasing lukewarmness to slightly more. I would go Inferno. I think that people might disagree, but I'm going to start easy.
Okay.
There are two foods and two foods only that are just as good cold as they are hot, and that is
one of them
pizza and Chinese food.
Okay.
Fair?
Fair, but here's the deal. It really depends. It really depends on the pizza. Like, I'm not eating leftover Little Caesars. I'm just not.
Well, you shouldn't have bought it in the first place.
It's barely edible. Listen, there's a lot of people here from Detroit that will beg to differ with you.
There's my hot take. Little Caesars.
Little Caesars sucks. But listen, okay.
No,
Little Caesars is not good pizza, but it's also $5.
Yeah. Trust me, I don't have standards. I don't have pizza standards. I'm a Domino's guy through and through. Like, I will do anything for a pack of garlic knots right now.
Oh, you know who has the best breadsticks of all?
It's Domino's.
Chains?
It's literally Domino's.
100% not. It's Pizza Hut. No, I will literally go to Pizza Hut and order a family order of breadsticks and only eat that. I don't even need the pizza. Just give me the family order of breadsticks and some red sauce, dip it in. The best, whatever they fucking spread on that stuff, fire.
Then you need to try the Domino's garlic knots.
Listen, you think I haven't had, look at me.
Garlic twist.
I've had them. I like garlic and they're good. They're good, but they're not Pizza Hut breadsticks. Okay.
I'm sad for you. Okay.
But what I'm saying is that like, there are pizzas that are not good cold the next day. People will argue with me. Oh, it's good. No, it's not. It tastes way different. It's not good. Little Caesars is one of them. Papa John's is mid the next day. I mean, I'd like to heat it up in the oven, but yeah. Chinese food.
You're an oven guy. Too much time. I can't do it. I'm hungry. I'm hungry now. Chinese food, yes. Beef lo mein. Are you for real?
All I eat at Chinese is I'll only eat house special lo mein and some General's chicken, and all those are good cold. So
there. So it's not even that hot. It's a lukewarm take.
That's okay. Bring all your lukewarm takes.
Start next. Golf, the sport of golf.
Yep.
Is just fetch for people.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, for me, yes. I'm horrible at golf. I'm always in the woods looking for balls.
Okay.
I normally
golf balls.
I normally cannot. I don't even make it to the green to be able to putt because my score is already so high. I just give him a 10 and move on. But I can hit the ball a long fucking way. That's for sure.
Then you're still going to fetch it.
He's still going to fetch it, but you get to drive golf carts, which is fun. And it's the only place that it's okay to drive drunk. I have
You're
never
right.
seen.
I was really trying to prove you wrong.
I've never seen anyone arrested for a DWI on the golf course, but 90% of the people driving golf carts drunk.
Dang. That's so true.
If
now
I was
have to think of how to prove you wrong for next time.
If I was a cop and I needed to make a quota, because there are quotas.
Yes.
There are quotas. I'd go to the golf course. Be like, hey, drunk, DUI, driving
Camp
golf
in the
cart.
parking lot.
I hope I didn't give anyone any ideas.
Too many ideas about suing, getting arrested.
Yeah, this is the show. Okay.
Okay.
The golf one was a pretty good take.
Okay. This is my final take. And this one I think is what I get the most heat for. Spicy food is just lazy seasoning.
Okay. I'm not a big spicy food fan. I like seasoning. I like flavors. Garlic is one of my favorite things to put in stuff, even though it makes me smell. Have you ever been to a Seattle Mariners game?
No.
Okay. If you ever get a chance to go to the Seattle Mariners home stadium, is it still Safeco? Maybe. They have this thing. They have garlic fries. And it's basically a thing of fries. And they take a whole jar of garlic, minced garlic, just dump it on top. And then you eat it. It's so fucking good.
That's good.
The problem is
no one sits by you. And that's better.
My wife is like, we need to get, if we're doing this, you're going to get a separate hotel room because it comes out your pores.
Oh,
and
yeah.
There's also a chicken wing here in Calgary. I usually get some garlic parm, and there's just one place is the place that happens, and it comes out my pores too because I use so much garlic. But I love garlic. Spicy food hurts my belly, so I tend to stay away from it. But what I don't understand, it's not even a good seasoning. Like you can't taste it. It burns everything in your mouth, like to where you can't taste anything. So you're like, oh, this is so good.
Exactly.
What is? You can't taste it.
That's what I'm saying. It's burning when it's in. It's going in. It's burning when it's in. It's burning when it comes out. Mm-hmm. And you're still trying to convince me that 24 hours ago, you're happy that you made that choice. You're trying to tell me. You took a bite and you're like, this is spicy. I'm going to keep going.
Super VIP, by the way. We have VIPs. Shout out to all the VIP people. Super VIP Johnny Dunham. He'll bring me stuff to do bench burgers for, and he brought me Reaper fries one time. I knew it was going to be a mistake when I opened it and I could smell it.
Anymore.
And when I licked it, like that, even that burned my tongue. But I still was like, for the brand, I have to do it. And I did do it, but then I puked it up because it was so hot. And I'm like, I don't understand. Like, there's no way people are like, oh my God, this is so good, because it just burns everything in your mouth.
They just have something to prove. It's
like jalapenos. Like the reason jalapenos are so fucking hot is because it's a safety mechanism. So animals don't fucking eat you.
It's like alert, do not ingest. And like, am I?
Yeah. And we as humans, we and humans are like, oh yeah, we don't give a fuck that it only makes us so we don't eat it. We're going to eat it anyway and pretend to enjoy it.
We just have to. We really showed nature on that one.
Yeah, fuck you, nature.
How could you?
That's why global warming is such a thing, because we're just like, fuck you, nature. We don't care. We don't care
Right.
that the world's gonna get so hot and it's gonna ruin things and change ecosystems. Which, by the way, I'm not like a hardcore climate change guy by any means, because when I watch the news and they say, "Oh, record temperatures set in 1876," I'm like, "Well, what the fuck?" If it was not around back then,
First
like,
of all, who wrote that down and is remembering it now? I
yeah,
wanna
some
know.
people, George with the wooden teeth, I guess.
Sure.
But yeah, so I don't understand the spicy food, but hey, to each their own. Who
Okay.
am I to judge?
I'll judge.
You. Okay, but
I'll
you're the
judge.
judger. You're
I
Jillian the
stand by
judger.
it.
Jillian the judge. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Last thing before we go,
Yep.
I told people on the front end, well, we were bringing her on to do this and this and this, and one of those things was to kind of tell her what her direction is for our show, because she's now like, I don't know, marketing, find sponsors, all make the show better. So let's give people some ideas of what they can expect as we move forward. Number one being more consistency.
That's true. We're gonna show up a lot more often, more frequent. We'll be a friend you can depend on. You're feeling lonely, we'll be there at a semi-regularly scheduled interval. That's what we can guarantee, is that we'll sometimes be there. So
Unless someone's selling handers for less than 1,980
and
yen,
he is out of the
I'm
country,
out.
but I will cover. I will
Okay.
cover, or
Okay.
he'll be live from Japan. We'll have a live stream.
While I'm getting handers, I don't know. I
stream.
mean, maybe, hey, anything for ratings, I guess.
That's on the Patreon. That's the OnlyFans. Okay.
BLPA
So our
After Dark.
consistency. We want to
Okay.
get some guests.
Guests
We're
is a
working
big
on the
thing.
guests.
Yeah, we were gonna have Adrian on last week. He's the traveling goalie, and it just like I got sick in the morning and I could not do anything. And Jason had to bail out too. And so we're gonna get guests. We're gonna have them on here. We're gonna talk about some cool shit. We're not gonna fuck around. Basically, what she says is we're not fucking around anymore.
Yeah. What he
Put
said.
$1 in the jar, please.
I think we're up to at least 4 by now.
Hell
I
yeah.
might be able to buy a coffee this weekend.
Oh yeah. Not
Let's
not
do it.
Starbucks though. You're gonna have to go somewhere else.
Why is it climate change thing or something?
No, it's just they cost more than $4.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. I'll just get a
Starbucks,
cake
yeah.
pop then.
Perfect. All right. Anything else? Is that the two? Consistency.
We want
and we get guests?
consistency of the guests, and then we're gonna have a couple bits. So maybe you'll see a couple more hot takes. Maybe you won't. Maybe we want to hear from you. Maybe we're gonna go to the listeners. Maybe if you're engaged, we might want to talk to you. There's gonna be a couple games,
Okay.
couple bits. Gonna keep you on your toes.
I do think what's funny is I just like we got those free beer stickers and I just yesterday I opened them yesterday and I strategically placed them in bathrooms
At Chuck E. Cheese.
at at Dulles International or at Dulles, what it is.
Whatever
And
that thing is.
we literally had like 16 scans from those
Oh
stickers.
my
yesterday,
God.
which was pretty
Urinal
fun.
or stall? Urinal or stall? Where
Yeah.
does the sticker go? Where
No, it
is
was
it?
in a stall. So it was like
Okay. So they have
like
time.
when you're pooping, I was pooping, by the way.
Thank
So when
you
you're
for sharing.
pooping and there's like the things that hold the bum things that you put on so you don't have to sit directly on the toilet, like the little papers.
Oh, like a toilet seat cover?
Yeah, like a toilet seat
Okay.
cover. The things that hold, they had like a metal box and it was just 2 inches, which was how big our stickers were. And I was like, wow, this looks like a good place. I like I did like 3 or 4 of them. Hey, scans. I don't know if they're listening, but if you are listening, if you scan this from the bathroom at Dulles, what's going on?
I would like to know if you could put one in each stall and we see which stall is used more based on the amount of scans.
The problem is you'd have to make that many different stickers and different QR
Never
codes.
mind. Fire
that's a
your
lot.
marketing girl. That's too much work.
In theory, it's good, right? But if you did scan it, why don't you let us know which bathroom and which stall you were in? That's the
We
way.
will
to do
send
that.
you
Let people know.
$1,000 cash. If you
Ooh.
come to New Orleans
If you
for
come
our
to New
next
Orleans,
meetup.
do teeth. All right. Anything else to add? We were only gonna go 30, but we basically did a whole show.
Fun.
Just did a whole
I
show.
don't think I can add anything else. You've exhausted anything that I could possibly ever say
Okay, perfect.
until 5 seconds from now when I think of another thing to argue
Yeah,
about.
after we hang up. All right.
Yeah.
Well, hey, we're gonna be back next week. Hopefully, we'll have Jason on. Obviously, get to know Jillian. She's now here.
Yeah.
She's here. She's here.
I'm gonna make my Instagram. I will bring it to life. I will have my handle ready to shamelessly
Oh, wow.
promote next
A
time.
handle reveal. And you might as well make it a Twitter X,
Oh God.
because
And
that's where
put words too. Words and pictures.
But that's the Twitter, like the Twitter X, like that's where people like talk back and forth. Like Instagram, you're kind of just posting pictures and doing that
That's
kind
where
of
I
stuff.
can get bullied.
Well,
That's where I get my ammo. I should be like, who has the worst? Who has the best mean thing to say this week?
Oh, but that'll have to be on Twitter for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's where all
So
my little trolleys are.
is it going to be BLPA Jillian?
Yeah, I think it has to.
BLPA Jillian right there.
BLPA Jillian.
Go bully her.
Come
don't-
find me. Come at
Don't
me.
be creepy, but go
Don't be
bully her.
creepy.
Catch her outside or whatever.
Or
All
how
right,
about
that's,
that?
that's all we have for this week. So nothing else. Jillian, be good or be good at it.